Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla Take cricket. Guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act. But people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. We would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket.
Good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk, wherever you are in the world. It's guerrilla cricket. It's game 28. It's England. They're desperately in need of an absolute thrashing of Oman just to catch up with Scotland on net run rate and hope that they can get through after, well, a rain delay and getting well beaten by the Australians. I wouldn't say thrashed. It's game 3. They're playing Oman and they're in Antigua at North Sound. Apparently the wicket's a little bit, well, it looks batter friendly, but it's quicker and bouncier than Barbados, and there should be something in it for the bowlers. The toss has been won by England. They decided to bowl first, so they know what they've got to chase. I should give you the sides. Oman, Keshap Prajapati, Pratik Atavali, Akib Ilyas, Zishan Maksud, Khalid Kale, Ayan Khan, Shoaib Khan, Meron Khan. A lot of Khans in the middle order there. Fires Butt, Keela Mullah and Bilal Khan. 4 Khans. They had a super over against Namibia, didn't they?
Should have won.
And should have won, probably. They did manage to drag it back, though, didn't they? What was it? I was just watching Maxi. Was it Maxi? Meron Khan. Got a couple of wickets in the last over, isn't he, to drag it back just in time. I should introduce my co-hosts for this evening. I've got Andy Ward. He's got a headset and sounds absolutely marvellous.
Hello, I am no longer at the bottom of the ocean.
Indeed. Clear as a bell. And I've also got Jason next to me.
Hello.
It was all a bit chaotic today. No one knew who was actually going to open a show or be here because Tone wasn't sure when he could start, and Jace stepped in at the last minute, and I was desperately getting stopped again. They fucking keep shutting down the A299 and diverting me through the countryside every time I try and get back from deepest Kent. It's very annoying. But we all made it in the end. And hoping, I guess, for an England win. I've gone under pull of the first wicket, 13.5. It's a bit shy, but I'm hoping so.
That's very skinny indeed.
It is skinny, but I guess it's Oman and England. Oh, I didn't give you England's team, did I? The one change. Sorry. Reece Topley's in for Jordan. So it's Phil Salt, Butler, Jacks, Bairstow, Brooke, Moeen Ali, Liam Livingston, Joffa Archer, Adil Rashid, Mark Wood, and Reece Topley. What do you reckon to that side, Andy?
Not the one I would have ideally wanted. I can kind of see in the bowling, I think they've picked their 3 quickest bowlers. Or the bowlers will be most effective with the new ball. Interesting to see if they open with Moeen or go straight in with pace.
I think they'll go Reece Topley over. No, that's the point of bringing him in to get some early swing.
Yep, I think
they might do. Yeah, and the other change, I guess, is a change I would have made, but I knew they wouldn't, which was leave Bairstow out, which they weren't going to do.
Yeah, they're stuck with him, aren't they? It's a bit. Well, who would you bring in instead of Bairstow in that middle order? Sorry,
yes.
Duckett. Oh, of course. Fuck it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bucket
Fuck it, Duckett. Of course. He might be, but again, he's an opener as well, isn't he? We've got loads of openers.
No, he's perfectly good at 4 and T20s.
Yeah.
Good player of spin.
Yeah, that's true. He'll be sweeping for fun.
Left-hander in the mix as well.
Yeah, very true, very true. Well, I don't know. Bairstow
anyway,
seems to be.
They haven't. So
no, he has a very big hold over the England setup somehow.
Somehow, I must have pictures of someone. But
Yeah.
England basically over the 3 games, over their 2 games against Oman and Namibia, and then Scotland's game against Australia, need a swing of about 90 or 100 runs. They sort of need 30 or 40 runs per game, or if they're batting second, 30 or 40 balls or so.
Well, the boffins at Quick Info have done the maths, and England need to win by 115 runs.
But if they're batting second,
to increase the net run rate sufficiently to beat Scotland's net run rate.
Yeah, but surely
provided
at
that
the moment, but there's 2 more games.
yes, and it depends what Australia do against Scotland. How Scotland fare.
Which is the last game. Australia though exactly what they have to do to screw England over.
Yeah, I mean, when England are batting 7, presumably they have to do it within a certain. They should know how many balls they need to get ahead of Scotland.
To be sure, yes.
I mean, that's the reason for chasing, isn't it? They go, we got them out for 110. We need to get it in 7.5 overs.
Enough so that they could get enough, yes, so that even if Scotland lose by 1 run, they'll be ahead. Whether they want to go for that, it's always Butler's saying. I was reading some of the comments. Butler's saying, "Well, we've got to make sure we win the game, but you've got to pick up some runs as well."
He's going to say that to the press, and they all know, don't they? So opening the bowling is this guy.
KB once tried to kill him, and AB smashed him off the park. Then Boyd Rankin shattered his hand. But Reece Topley is finally in the side.
And this guy.
Just don't feed him after midnight. Okay.
He's at the other end. Karshat Pratapal. We got a jingle for him as well. It goes like this.
Party has somehow crashed the party.
Interesting.
Oman have struggled at the top order. Not that they're alone in this tournament.
Yeah.
But they've scored more runs in the middle than at the top. But practically almost. I mean, just look at South Africa. They've barely scored a run in the top 4.
Yeah, they have played at New York.
That is true. Yeah.
well, no one's going to play at New York
I'm
anymore.
glad we've seen the back of that. It was too much.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, I have to say.
But it's too much for me. Too much of a leveller.
The last 4 games were pretty good. The first 4 were too much bowler friendly.
Well, Reece Topley is going to start. It's short. It's into the gut of Atavali as he tries to pull it. Misses it. Hits him in his tummy. Drops down, but they get through a leg by. No, he must have got an under edge actually because it's come off as a 1. You
Fact about Atavale, he's Oman's youngest player at 27.
Yeah. Well, at least he's in his 20s, not nearly
Yep.
his 40s. Prajapati is facing up. Reece Topley gets that one to come in a little bit. It's defended up towards mid-off. And there's no run. I like Reece Topley in an England T20 side. I think he's useful. I also think he's useful in ODIs as well.
Well, yeah, he's a better bowler. Jordan is a better fielder and batsman, but if for pure bowling, Topley is a better bowler, I would say.
And he offers something different. He offers a left arm angle.
Yeah.
That one's into the top of the thigh from Prajapati. No run.
And since nothing's been quite rightly seen of Sam Curran for the whole tournament, he's the only other option to change up the bowling very slightly.
Bob Musabi Curran is just too slow, isn't he? And the trajectory is too low. So he's a bit of cannon fodder. It's amazing how far his star has dropped just in 2 years since the last World Cup. Got himself a nice £2 million contract on the back of that though, so he shouldn't be too
2 years.
displeased, yeah. That's defended out to point and there is no run.
Yeah, we don't hear about his brother anymore, but his brother is pulling up trees for Surrey.
Yeah, he's not.
Is he still barging umpires over?
No, I think he's learnt his lesson from that stupid, absolutely idiotic piece of gamesmanship, and
It's
quite
not-
rightly
I-
got banned for that.
That's a decent ball from Topley, good length, just defended by Prajapati into the onside, fielded by the bowler, no run, one ball left in his first over.
He probably got more leeway than his brother. I mean, he famously took 1 wicket in 18 months for England, and he was continually in the side.
What, Tom Curran?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't cut it at international level.
Yes, lots of periods of no activity followed by a fifer.
That one's pulled straight at the mid wicket though. And there's a good over from Topley, just one run from it. Over to you, Jace. Who's joined us?
Muttley's joined us. He sent us some pictures of 2 lots of food porn for Mrs. Jez today, creamy mushroom and bacon soup earlier for lunch, and then just settling down with a plate of sausages. Woof. Very nice.
I'm not sure Messi will actually be awake.
David Barrett says a couple of words. Everyone who knows him knows what they're going to be.
Go on!
Correct.
Nice.
Warren says afternoon all, and Leah says we are live with the game of destiny for England on Guerrilla Cricket.
Well, Jofra's going to bowl the second over. Surprise, surprise. England going hard at the top. Let's give him a jingle.
He will break your helmet, break your heart. Hotter than lava, cooler than Bogart. In your face, at your stumps, on your toes, on your mum. Jofra,
Two slips.
Yeah, 2 slips and he bowls the first one and wide down the leg side, one presumes. Yep. It did tail in a little bit, but from 2 straight. Bit of a loosener at 80 miles an hour as well. Well,
Certainly getting towards moving day in the tournament. New Zealand seem to be pretty much out. Playoffs to the West Indies.
I heard they got caned again, but I didn't see what the score was.
No,
That's a
it's
good
10
shot.
runs, I think.
Okay, that's a good shot. Down the track came Atavale at Jofra and slapped him through the offside, past the man at cover, 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, on that New Zealand game, they allowed West Indies to get 37 off the last 2 overs, with 8 and 10, I think it was, and that was the difference basically because they lost by 10.
Yeah. Bangladesh put themselves in a good position this afternoon.
Well, that's hitting the air. Is that out?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. He's hit that up, and he's hit it straight to cover. It was dying on cover, but not a lot you could do about it. He didn't get on top of the ball, and so the first wicket falls, and we say goodbye. to Atavali.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says you're out.
Just on him a little bit quickly. It's a good catch from Salt.
It was. It seemed to be dying, didn't it? I thought it was going to bounce.
It's not really what Joffre's in the team to do, get him caught at cover, but he would say, look in the scorebook.
He would indeed. I looked at the odds at the beginning of this game. Before a ball was bowled, England was 66 to 1 on.
Okay.
And now they're 100 to 1 on.
You've won a bet. One you're under.
You have
I have won my under. And I'll be going for a second under as well. Once they give it to me. It's only 17 and a half. They've got 6 runs.
And it's the captain who's coming to the crease, Akib Ilyas.
That one's dropped out now. They're going to re-evaluate it. I'll give him his jingle. Who is it? Akib
Ilyas.
Akib Ilyas. How come we don't have a jingle for the captain? That's a bit weird. Let me have a look in here. Yes, we do have a jingle for him. Goes like this.
If you want to see runs and see them fast, all you got to do is call Akib Ilyas.
Well, Archer's into him. Short, pulled that. Oh, no. Didn't get an edge on that. Maybe it came slithered off the helmet. What are they offering me? 17 and a half they're offering me. 11 runs. I'm going to take it though, Andy.
On a roll.
Well, I'm hoping so. I do want England to... I'd really dearly love us to progress. I mean, that game against Scotland was... Well, I'm still convinced we might have been able to do that in 10 overs.
Wasn't a gimme.
It wasn't a gimme, but with the players in the side. That one is hit behind square, down to the point boundary. It'll be 4 runs.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
A little bit short in this over, Joffre, and he's got one up around the head area, but only the one.
And a little bit of width as well.
Well, he's bowled 3 shortish, wideish, 2 fours and a wicket.
That's Fuller. But inside half of the bat goes out towards square leg. To get themselves a single. 1 ball left in the over. Yeah, he just it stopped on him a little. Maybe stopped on him a little bit. He got.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Tried to force it. Just threw the shot a little bit too early, and therefore hit in the air. But it was dropping.
Bit of field placing as well. I think Salt was a bit closer than usual.
That's Fuller. And it's just defended out into that offside where Phil Salt comes around and fields. That is the end of the second over. 11 for 1. Oman. Over to you, Jace.
Nothing on Twitter. On YouTube, we are joined by Motley and Kieran Roseblade.
And Nick Wales, who says we're doomed. He's joining in with our man in South Africa. Top here is going to have a second over. He's going to bowl at a key. He's got 5 off 3. Prajapati has got 0 off 6.
I know Archer's not really a swing bowler, but I'd like to see both bowlers pitch it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Don't get swing for very long.
Yeah, he can swing it as well. Topley in. That one gets up a little bit on a key. Props forward, hits the splice really out into the covers, and there's no run.
Yeah, it's a better length. It's maybe just over the top of the stumps, but probably just hitting the very top of the stumps.
It was a slower one as well, according to the speed gun.
Yeah, I never trust a speed gun.
No.
You can see when it's quick. Topley is in. Tries to get across a key, but this time Topley pushes it slightly wider, and he can only drop it into the leg side, fielded by Topley on his follow through, and there's no run.
Again, he's building pressure. 8 balls for 1 run. That can obviously bring wickets in its own way.
Yep.
And that's what they brought Topley in a bit for, is a bit of control. You know, he He doesn't try anything too experimental with the bowling. He just bowls it on a line and length. He bowls early on.
That's full and just into the offside. They go for the quick run and they get through. Would have been a chance for a run out. Must have been slightly not fielded properly by Liam Livingston.
Well, the trade-off is it weakens your death bowling a little bit. England will obviously feel death bowling's maybe not so much of a priority against Oman.
Yeah, I think Topley is a decent death bowler as well, though, isn't he? I think.
Well, not as good as Jordan, I don't think. At the death.
Yeah, Jordan's a bit up and down. I mean, I like Chris Jordan, don't get me wrong, but he is a bit up and down. Some days he's brilliant, other days, well, Pajamati's gone right across his stumps. Probably moved a little bit too early and Topley saw him going, so he pushed it wider. He was trying to ramp it over the keeper, but it was very full and sort of in at his pads as he was going way out to the offside. And he could only bunt it to the man on the 45. It was well bowled by Topley.
That's that pressure. The batsman was on 0 off 6.
Yeah.
And tried to manufacture something.
Akib facing up. That's Fuller, driven up to mid-off. And there will just be a no run. You know what, I'm tempted by the run out here as well, you know.
That'd probably come in later.
I don't know, sometimes you get an early one. They're desperate to get going. I'll have a look in a second. After the dismissal, 16 to 1. I'll have a crack at that.
That's the standard, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it goes down at the end of the game. Well, that's a good manufactured shot. Probably out to a man who is out there. Yeah, he's trying to. It's sort of whip snapple, kind of slog sweepy thing. Very wristy. I think he was trying to get it behind square. He didn't time it so well and got it dead square out to the man on the boundary, and it'll just been a one run to end the over.
Yeah, he should have been looking behind square. You don't want to play that kind of shot straight to the fielder. No. That's just not the risk reward.
David Barrett's continuing to tell us to go hard, you know, with "Go Jofra!" exclamation mark, capitals.
Well, they said they're going to look for wickets early. I mean, certainly. Mind you, I think Topley would always bowl predominantly at the top.
That nagging length, yeah.
Keita runs down at the top, and I presume Adil Rashid comes in at 6, over 7, sorry, usually, doesn't he? Jofra's going to have another one. Ooh, that was quicker. And in at the pads, just about dropped into the offside by Prajapati. They get a single.
Yeah, you'd think they'd mix it. Adil would bowl 4 and they'd mix in Moeen and Livingston as the 5th bowler. Have a quick look.
I don't think they want to do that in the power play.
No.
No, and I also think they'll only bowl Moeen if a left-hander comes out.
They've got... Yeah, sorry. Wood hasn't bowled yet. Sorry.
No. Is Wood a death bowler? He's not really a death bowler, is he? Well, yeah, I don't know why that's happened. That's crashed. That's into the offside and there's no run. I think that's because Tone left Zoom on overnight in a meeting, and I don't think you can probably run a Zoom meeting for more than 24 hours. And it's automatically booted us out at that point.
Oh well, poor Andy will be looking there, thinking he's saying something important.
No, he'd have realised that he's off.
And that's another wicket.
Is that another wicket? Oh, look.
Yep.
I got one, but I lost the other. I had under 17.5. I didn't see that because I was trying to let people in.
That was short. It was fenced a little bit by Akib. Straight to gully where Jax takes a good catch low down again.
They're going to go upstairs to see if it's held. It looked pretty solid to me. Hold on. Christ.
That wasn't me. It said the host has ended the meeting.
No, it crashed. And that's, as I was explaining, is I think Tone actually left it on overnight, the meeting on, rather than turn it off.
Hashtag blame Tony.
Yeah, you know, he's not going to like that. I can see him getting angry. Oh, is that you sighing in the background, Tone?
Not my fucking fault, is what I'm saying.
Well, why did you leave the meeting on? You just left the meeting on. You didn't even leave the meeting.
I was advised by the technical department that if you close the laptop, the meeting will shut itself.
No, the technical support has never offered that one. Tells you to quit everything before leaving, but it's all right. It doesn't matter.
We've had a
Everyone's
look at
back.
the slow motion, and it's been upheld. It was clearly into his hands and didn't touch the ground. So it's a valid catch, and Ilias has to go.
I can only see you. I can't see the game.
Yeah, no, I'm getting it up because it's booted everything.
Yeah.
It's booted everyone from the meeting, and I'm trying to play jingles as well.
How's that? You messed about, I caught you out. How's that?
What's going on here? Why isn't it opening this fucking Zoom?
What, another wicket then?
Yeah, 16 for 2. For fuck's sake. Stupid fucking computers. Yeah, it's installing updates, that's why. Zoom has decided, maybe Zoom quit it actually because it needed to auto update or something, because now it's decided it's going to install some fucking updates.
Of course, while you're doing stuff, yeah.
Of course. It's
Meanwhile, on Twitter, Joe Grover's joined us and he says, "Leave Tony alone" in capitals. An old meme, but it checks out.
Yeah. New batsman is.
Pull your finger up, I'm appealing to you. Don't you know my name is Ishan Maksud?
I can pull this up. I can pull pictures up on my phone, I think.
And that's a dot first ball.
Thank God for that. Yeah, it was definitely cool. Sorry about this, folks.
Archer in for his 5th ball, and is that just short of first slip? Yeah, I think it might be. Moeen's looking despondent. Archer's looking at the ground. I think he's just grubbed that. I'm not sure if it bounced just after he played the ball or bounced just in front of Moeen, but then nobody's celebrating there. Yeah, it's genuine edge, and that is
Just short.
dropped, in fact.
Oh.
It's a low catch. It should be taken. It's in straight into the good area for slip catches, and Moeen has shelled that.
Well. That's attempted pull, and there is no run. Wave at me, Andy. Yes, you're back live. Can you see the picture?
Yes, yes.
Yay!
Oh no, yes, I can.
Right.
Presumably they don't that often have 2 slips, so Moeen doesn't find himself in there all that often, and that might have showed there.
Yeah, he's 37 nearly as well, isn't he?
See a slip.
I should remind everyone you can super chat us. GPL's open. Ooh, what time did we start this game? It's open till 8:45. Guess the amount of runs scored in the entire day, and you can win the pot. I think it's 38 quid. More of you enter, obviously, the bigger it gets. But super chat us, and you'll definitely get your things read out.
The pawn bot says, "Have you tried unplugging Tony and plugging him back in again?"
No.
I'm sure Tony will have something to say when he's on air shortly.
Well, Topley goes past the outside of the edge, prodded at by Prajapati. He's 2 off 9, going nowhere fast. What are you offering?
Yeah, they've only 1 slip now, and it's still Moeen. I mean, is he a slip? What about Brooke?
Yeah, Brooks been pretty quiet this tournament, hasn't he? I've hardly heard his name.
I think
or
they
seen
want
him on the field.
They want Brooks' arm in the outfield, therefore they're not going to put him close.
Yeah. Well,
catch
top
it
player's in. That's wide. Misfielded by a man at cover. They'll get 1. They're going to come back for 2. Ooh, they thought about it. Prajapati had come quite a long way back, but he was sent back by Zishan, who's 0 off 3, 17 for 2 after 4.2 overs for Oman. Probably should have been fielded by Livingston at cover.
Nice shot on the up by Prajapati. No, certainly wasn't an easy drive, and he's taken it on the rise and guided it wide of Livingston, who couldn't quite get there with a dive.
So you won your second on this bet as well, did you?
I did, yes, but I didn't get a run out, so it kind of evened itself out. That's clipped in the air. Oh, geez, just wide of Joffa Archer. Pretty lucky there. It was a nothing shot, just looped in the air, but fortunately it was nowhere near the fielder. Well, not close enough anyway. Gets away with it. They've got through for the single.
I wonder if England might think they should have picked another seamer here.
It does seem to be a bit of a seamers tournament, doesn't it? I mean, that New York wicket, everyone kept saying, "Oh, have a spinner." I was like, "Why have a spinner? You don't need one on that wicket." That's a bit short and wide. Got away with that, I think. Did Topley. That was kind of there to be hit, but unfortunately, Prajapati just put it straight at the fielder at backward point. No run.
Yeah, England just putting the squeeze on here. I think it's a good plan.
Yeah.
Just trying to put the pressure on, squeeze them out.
Make them make mistakes. Topley. Then again, that's played aerially. Is anyone out there? Is anyone out there? Oh no, he's got 6, I think, hasn't he?
Yep, I think so.
I thought that went all the way. Yeah, the
19 men on is checking with the third umpire, I think.
Yeah, it was too wide and a little bit full, and he was able to latch onto that. Got it out in the middle of the bat, open the face of that.
He played good shot. It's played through the line. It's on the up.
And he
Was
had,
what?
oh, you can't see. I think it might have dropped short. I don't know. Here we go. Replay. It is over the boundary. It's going to be 6 runs. Is declared as a 6. Scalby's on to 24 for 2. Topley is in again. That's into the pads. Fields on his follow through. And there is no run. And that's the end of the 5th over. 24 for 2. Zishan's a 1 off 4. Prajapati is 9 off 13.
And Warren Davis says, "There's a good crowd there, I see." Is he being slightly sarcastic, I wonder? Yes, he might well be. We've seen quite a lot of plastic in various areas of the ground.
Yeah.
As Topley walks back to his fielding position at fine leg and shows us his sleeves.
Right.
Right, 24 for 2. Tony has joined us, probably to proclaim his innocence of all technical problems.
What I'm saying is, I think you'll find that the technical department has a curiously selective memory, but there we go.
No. He does not.
We're going to be triple remote if Leah joins us.
Yeah, Leo is supposed to be on.
Wood is in, a new bowler round the
Here I
wickets. Is that out? I think it is. I think it's caught bowled. Wood did his usual fall over, but he actually fell right into where the ball was
Actually
going.
worked in his favour, didn't it?
Yes.
He fell towards it. The man who fell to the ball.
He was come round the wicket to the left-handed batsman. He just tucked him up a bit. May well have been a leading edge, and that is another wicket. Wood with his first ball. Yeah.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says you're out.
He was leaning that way, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was being a bit facetious to say he fell down and the ball fell into his hands. Anyway, happy to be joined by Leah from Germany.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Leah.
How are you enjoying the tournament so far?
It's an excellent tournament. I think.
Yeah, I go along with that. I think we've all been saying that lower scores and tight finishes have created more entertainment than just relentless 6 hitting.
I still think there's a middle ground, but I do see your point.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, yes, I'd go along with that as well. But it's been, I guess it's sort of an IPL antidote a little bit. Certainly, it's felt like it.
It's been an amuse-bouche after the IPL, for sure.
How much do you think that is thanks to no impact player?
It's a small factor, but I think it's a small factor compared to the pitches. The pitches are night and day.
I think if you look at that New York
the reasonable
pitch,
ones,
you could have 10 impact players.
Even if you take New York out of the equation, these are not IPL roads. Wood's back over the wicket to the new batsman. Can we give him a jingle?
I'll try.
can try. See if you can find it. 24 for 3, Oman, in the 6th
my
over.
world.
Maybe sometimes, Tony, that the ball is just stopping a little bit.
Yeah, it has been, and that's exactly what we saw with the wood catch, really, wasn't it? It just held up, and that's why he rather sort of spooned it up into the air. It was a nothing shot. It was sort of, he wasn't sure whether to defend. He'd almost shaped as though he was looking to pull towards leg.
2 slips back in, carves that one down towards third man. One bounce down to reach properly down there. Through for the single.
Now I do have a question when the jingle's finished for both of you. If England's mission in life here is not only to win but win handsomely, whatever they say about we've got to win the game and then worry about everything else later, but they've got to win by a great net run rate, wouldn't they have been better batting first?
I don't think so. Come on to it after this ball. Wood is in. Ooh, and that one's got up. I think this is pitch might be a little bit too paced because some are coming through quickly, like that one. The batsman wisely chose not to play it. I think England need a healthy win, but not an excessive one. They don't need to knock all this difference off in one game. But they could use whatever it is they're chasing. They could use chasing it in 15, 16 overs. They don't have to chase it in 10 though.
But would that then put the onus more on batting first against Namibia, or is net run rate so fair that it really doesn't matter?
I don't think it makes a big difference. No.
Okay.
Not really.
It's
No.
into the pads, chipped up, but again it just skips off towards Livingston. Couple of bounces into his hands.
And especially not against minnows, where there is a good chance for England to bowl them out.
Don't forget, if you bowl a team out in 10 overs, it's as if they batted 20, and that's a huge boost.
Oh, you say minnows? I mean, this is essentially a Pakistan team, as far as I can tell. Most of them are of Pakistan origin.
Yeah.
And their win-loss record is pretty decent.
And has he hit that straight to Livingston?
He
has. Yep. Last ball of the power play. The Bear must be sitting on a golden throne with all the unders bets he is winning.
Oh, what a thought.
It's 25 for 4.
And we do have tweets.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
We do have Steve Shipcott joining us, saying this is bliss, wipe away, dogs asleep, and you guys prattling on about cricket and stuff. Just about the perfect evening. Thank you very much, Steve. I'm having a bit of a discussion over on YouTube with Pirate Badshaw about Discord and if that is a better streaming video conferencing software than Zoom.
No.
I didn't realise Discord did video.
Frame rate's
yes.
crap the last time I used a video on Discord.
Okay.
There you go.
Dan de Castro saying Scotland crushed Oman, but Namibia is much tougher.
Well, Scotland beat Namibia
Well, you say that, yeah.
quite handily, yeah.
Look what Australia did to Namibia, though. They absolutely crunched, got them out for 70 odd and chased it down in just a tad over 5 overs, didn't they?
Well, that's the thing. Oman made a better fist of it against Australia than Namibia did.
And they took Namibia to... Was it at Namibia they took to a super over?
Super over, yeah.
Because they got Visa'd, didn't they? It was Visa who kind of won it.
But if the wicketkeeper had just
20 to 10.
taken the last ball cleanly, we got a new bowler, jingle up in a second, and certainly seemed to turn that first one. Gone up for a stumping, but I don't think that's going to be out. They have gone through a few. We can jingle up the bowler.
And a retreat on the 45. 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 And he'll turn it both ways. And he'll turn it. And he'll turn it both ways. And he'll turn it.
I don't know actually. That might be out.
Yeah.
Oh, Butler's dodged it again. He's missed the stumps again.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I think he has.
That's appalling. He has to.
It took him 2 2 goes to hit the stumps again. He got away with it against Australia, but he might not have done here.
There's no part of that shoe behind the line. It's in the air. You can see.
He may have got away with it again, but it's really slack. You're going to see what the Bairstow's giving him a pat on the shoulder. I wouldn't have missed that, he says out of the corner of his mouth.
Or he might have been saying, that can happen to the best of us. Skip.
Did he miss it the first time?
I don't know what he's doing. He actually takes it off with his glove, but the ball's in the glove. The foot, I don't think the foot is in the air and still not
it's
behind
out.
the line.
He's got away with it, whatever he did.
But that is getting away with it in anyone's book.
Funny thing about Bairstow telling Butler that it can happen to the best of us would be that neither of them are even
the best of
among the
us.
good ones.
Bairstow says it can happen to the worst of us.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be gone.
Kind of needed a wicket to get into this tournament. He got 1 against Australia, and it was Maxwell. But he took some tap. He went for 26, didn't he, against Scotland? Went for 41 in his 4 overs with just the 1 Maxwell wicket. Doesn't matter who you're playing. It's good to get, on the right side of the numbers.
Sure, well, that did turn, actually. It may have changed my mind about England bowling another seamer from 1 ball. That did turn quite a bit.
Antigua does take the most successful bowling at Antigua historically, and there haven't been that many T20s here, by the way, is left arm orthodox.
Well, Adil is obviously turning it away from the right-hander in a similar way. So 25 for 5. England will want to really finish this off, basically, be as ruthless as they can. Quick game is definitely a good game here for England.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And also, there really haven't been that many domestic T20s. I don't think the Hawksbills play here very often, but I think the domestic CPL scores around about 140, so that doesn't make it seem like a big scoring ground by any manner of means.
Played back to mid-wicket and there's no run. Does raise the question, why are they playing here?
Size, maybe?
Maybe, or hasn't really paid off looking at the stands. Here comes Rashid again. He's got a slip. He throws it up wide. Maybe too wide. Yes, it is.
But accessibility has been one of the... The lack of accessibility to the place has been a problem for them.
Oh boy, that turned slowly, but it did turn. It looked foolish, and then it seemed to stop and jag quite away, but it was slow enough turn that the batsman was able to just rock back and play it down to backward point. It wasn't a great piece of batting on the wicket. You don't like to get stumped by an inch. I don't mind people getting stumped by 3 yards, but he just went outside his crease. That's a good ball. Butler hammers the stumps over. He is not a convincing wicket keeper. But I think, to be fair, he has given up trying to nick the bail off and thought, I'd better just destroy it, which is probably for the best.
I just have to say that Warren says class work by Butler behind the stumps, to which I can only say, imagine the Philip J. Fry meme, not sure if serious.
Yes. Rocks back to that one. Beats Archer at backward point. Might get 4. Yes, he does. Shoaib is away with 4, and I think, seeing some turn, but it's slow turn, and I think if you get on the back foot, you can probably negotiate this. Adil's going to come in to complete the over. Yeah, pitches it up there, and that's well bowled. Beats the outside edge. That's the length he wants to bowl. It's 30 for 5 after 7 overs.
And over on YouTube we have Kieran Roseblade with us. Surely with the level of talent in this England side, they shouldn't have to think about net run rate. They should be getting massive plus net run rates against Oman and Namibia. Rather than overanalyzing it all, just go out and give it a whack. Then De Castro says England will chase whatever Oman posts inside power play. Scots will need to beat Australia if that's the case, and Oman hits a 6. England got mad, 3 wickets and one run since then. Yes. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Josh Hazelwood
I think
stupidly saying on the record that Australia should keep an eye on the net run rate against Scotland?
Well, I think stupidly is the key word. I think he wasn't really thinking about the implications of what he was saying. He was just talking shit like Australians are not alone in doing. Wood angles in towards the off stumps, down to backward point for no run. What I thought was funnier was Mr. Nice Guy Tim Payne trying to make up for it now. Now it's not him who has to do it. Going, yeah, we should completely throw the game.
What do you say, Mr. Nice Guy? At least he managed to say it without sending us a picture of his knob at the same time.
Yeah, but Butler totally went twice for that stumping. Oh dear. Just seeing a replay of that one. Wood is in again, round the wicket. Ooh, batsman ducks under it not very convincingly, and probably in the end he just ducked inside it.
So regarding Tim Payne, you mean the sensitivity training seminars are Cricket Australia money well spent?
Well, I think he just got straight up sacked for that, didn't he?
Yes, and he got sensitivity training from Cricket Australia.
Sensitivity training.
Yes.
Is that what they're calling
Australian
it?
sensitivity training, yeah.
Don't pull out your knob in public.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now look, mate. Keep your knob in your trousers. They're waiting for your camera.
He's making notes on that one. Do not. Yeah. Wood flashes that one past the off stump again, and there's no run.
Was Wood and flashing pure coincidence there? I guess it was.
Yeah, get the porn bot involved again. Yeah. But Wood looking. I mean, you have to bear in mind the quality of the opposition, but he does look reasonably threatening here. I think just the fact that he's up at 90 miles an hour is enough for these batsmen. If it wasn't for the Australians.
Well, again, I mean, I think he needed to because he took some serious tap, didn't he? Well, against Scotland, he took some serious tap.
Yeah. That one is played down to third man. It didn't beat Gully by much, but they get through for a single. And a bit of obviously Oman need a bit of a rebuilding job, but as I say, England really, this is a great opportunity to get most of these runs back in one game. And I said they didn't have to do that, but if they can, it's a big help. 31 for 5, Oman, after England put them in. Shoaib facing up. Woods back over the wicket to the right-hander. Angles it in, a bit on leg stump. He's going to play up to mid-on, get through for a single.
I think Ayan Khan, it's Ayan Khan, isn't it? Yeah, he's actually one of the few players from India in this team. I think he was born in Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, but almost the rest of the team from the Punjab or from Saikot, it seems to be a very, very strongly Pakistani influenced outfit.
Honestly, don't know if there are any born and bred locals in the team.
I think there might be one. Yes, Rafullah, if he's playing.
Woods in again. This time he's going across the left-hander. Oh, and he's bowled him. He's played it on, changed of angle to the left-hander, tried to run it down to third man, I think, but it came in at him, got an inside edge onto the leg stump, and that's another one.
The only Indian hasn't helped him.
On your point, mate. Bye-bye.
Yes, the new generation Virat.
Virat has 5 runs in the tournament from 3 games.
That was chopped on from quite a long way wide, but yeah, it was if you don't move your feet and set yourself when you're trying to cut, then you do run that risk, and that's kind of exactly what happened to Ayan. I beg his pardon.
Just a bit too quick for him, I think. But yeah, good from England. I don't think they're going to need Bowen or Livingston.
Well,
probably
from Bear's perspective, Mrs. Bear would be thrilled to bits if he can get home early. For once in his life, he'll actually want a Bear game.
Well, I've got to say, although you've quite kindly not put me on for the last 10 overs, although that might be a moot point anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reshuffled things on the basis of the Bear could actually do it. I realised it was going to be raining here and didn't particularly want to go to London, plus I would have had to have left too late to get there on time. So I just juggled things so everybody could play who wanted to, near enough.
And I want to tell you, Andy, job well done. You summoned him. He is here. And he says, size isn't everything.
Size isn't everything, says the porn bot, indeed.
Yes, exactly.
Well, maybe if it's only on a 4-inch screen.
New batsman is in. He's not on strike yet. It's a bit of a swing from Shoaib. Where's that gone? Nowhere. I think he might have just snooker cued that straight down in front of him. But the scampers forward and picks it up. Adil is going to come in again. He's really found his length. Oh, that's a little bit too short. He clips it in the gap, but Jofra is round at mid-on. And he'll pick up another single. Do you want to jingle up the new batsman who's on strike?
I would do if I could find him.
Right. Top scorer so far is Kashyap Prajapati with 9. If you have a top scorer bet on this innings. Deals in again. Batsman goes forward and then leaves it. It's the new batsman, Mehran. Oman just going to try and cobble together 70 or 80 from here is almost going to be the height of their ambition, I would think. Comes in again, edge to slip, this time Moeen's got it, proved me wrong, and that is another one.
Goodness me.
Oh dear, oh dear.
He might bowl them out in 10
I
overs.
didn't need to find his. I didn't find
Another
the
one
jingle in
bites the
time.
dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
There'll be a lot of drinking time for some of the tourists in Antigua.
there will. I'm sure they've started already.
Moeen did that came pretty sharply at Moeen, and obviously for a spinner he's standing pretty short, so he's made up for his initial drop. Not fully, but he's if that one had gone down, then that might have been his slip career curtailed for a while.
I think you should be taking that last one in international cricket.
Oh, I agree. You should be. The one he just took, or the one he
yes,
dropped.
Yeah.
Well, I think he should have taken both, but he has at least got that one.
I didn't get a clear view of the previous one. But that's 2 for Adil Rashid. He's on 2 for 6. England bowlers boosting up their wicket tallies. I think Wood's got a couple and Archer's got a couple. Let me just check.
Wood's got 3.
Wood's got 3. Yeah.
Well, the plan to blitz them with pace and then sweep up with spin, going
Perfectly.
pretty much to the letter so far.
I love it when a plan comes together. New batsman. See if we can get his jingle in before he's out. The leg slip as well. Plays that one out to cover. There's no run. I think this is the kind of innings that has people scrambling for the record books. Lowest T20 World Cup score.
Oh, that's what we were doing at Lord's the other night.
It's in the 20s, isn't it?
Someone transferred the New York pitch to Middlesex. Oh, I thought cover was in
certainly
play
made it look
there.
that way.
I thought cover was in play there. Did he play that into the ground? Seemed to flash past cover's right hand. Goes up long off, they'll get 2.
I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt.
Viral classic. Alan points out Uganda did only make 38 the other day, so if that...
Yeah, and that isn't... And I think that isn't the lowest score in the T20 World Cup. I commented that game and I remember that I think the Netherlands have the lowest score in a T20 World Cup and somewhere in the 20s, I think.
May be the case, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we have Warren on Twitter saying England going to try and knock these off in a couple of overs. over on YouTube, Dan De Castro says that Australia will be investigated against Scotland if they lose. Miktal saying, talking about Hazelwood's comments, can we talk about Australia ball tampering and Cam Bancroft's interview where he said all the Aussie bowlers knew about it?
Is that a recent development?
No, I think it's
Joffrey's in, there's no run to the leg side.
I think it was the first interview he gave after being banned. I think he said something about that. Because he was pretty miffed that he
threw him under the bus. Yeah.
Yes, he was thrown under the bus, and he then gave that interview. And has he played a test since?
No. I mean, it was just a bit too much. He fell down the pecking order. Obviously, hard to score runs under the bus anyway. That one's played out the offside. There's no run. Not sure if he's. I think he was talking about quitting at one point. I don't think he did.
We not run for a bus. Most of us have.
Not from underneath it.
No, not from underneath it. That's true. I remember you used to jump off them when I was a kid, when they were seeing how fast they could be going and running, jumping off when they would have them, the open ones. Do you remember? Maybe you were never that daft.
No, we didn't really have buses so much. We lived in the middle of nowhere. That one is fended off and played down into the offside for no run.
It's an interesting move to bring Archer back now. I mean, with 7 down, it really smacks of let's get the job done.
Well, yes. The sandpaper gate was in 2018. He played in the 2019 Ashes.
But that must have been before it. I don't know. Anyway, fended off into the leg side. There's no run. I didn't think he played after that, but maybe you're right.
He did.
Anyway, Archer's keeping it pretty tight. It's 2 for 12 for him in the third. We're going to have a change at the end of this over. Hopefully, some of the other people will get a go before this game is over.
Well, I've gone under the Oman total of 56.5.
That is almost a replay. Fended off again, down to backward point. There's no run. And how many unders bets have you won so far? I can't imagine you've lost any.
I haven't lost any. I've missed 2, so I've got, I think, 4.
Should be doubling them up every time. Roll the winnings.
Roll the winnings. No, I don't do that.
It's going to be the last ball of the over, last ball of this little spell.
Do you know what? I think I very cunningly, with the rotors, put myself on the point where I'm least likely to be able to get any commentating to do.
It's another short ball. Archer wants it, actually. The umpire doesn't respond. It looked like he just flicked at it. I don't think there was. No one's really interested in that. That's the end of the over. It's 35 for 7 off 10.
Yeah, I think this might be our only commentary stint for tonight, Tony.
Yeah, well, and I'm done for an hour. I think I'm going to be.
Well, we could always just roll the rotor around and just carry on at the number of overs.
Right. I'm quite happy with the reduced workload. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway, Al is more than capable, as we know. And here he is.
Do you want to take the next 5, Tony?
No, mate. You take them. Go on. Yours. Yes.
Is this the Shoaib Khan who used to play for? There was a Shoaib Khan who played for Pakistan, wasn't there?
Shoaib Mohammed, definitely, because you're son of one of the Mohammed brothers.
Anyway. So do you, Al?
35 for 7.
Yeah.
I feel like the intrigue may well have been taken out of the game early.
Oh, I think it's good. I think England have got to be ruthless, really.
Yeah.
It's good in the sense that it keeps the intrigue going to the final matches.
Well, no. I mean, I think that they've got to keep.
They've got to prove they're a good side. Look,
Yeah.
Scotland battered them,
and that includes coming out to bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're chasing 50 odd, they want to do it in about 3 or 4 overs, really, don't they?
Do it in the power play. But if they do it in the power play, all the things about net run rate, they've all been answered. It's all taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. And then they've just got beaten Namibia.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly how they should play it. and they seem to be backing themselves up here. I mean, having 35 for 7. You got to get 3 wickets.
7. Yeah, it's. But
yeah,
it's as much as it's one of these interesting things because it's like you turn around and you go, it is an above par performance by England and a below par performance by Oman. I mean, but it is what it is, and you just turn around and you go, right. Well,
that's it. We created that position.
Yeah. So it is half-time drinks.
Yeah, we're about to
and
start
it's
again.
Going to be Adil Rashid who's going to bowl over number. Figures of 2 for 8 so far. Players is going to. Excuse me. That is on middle and leg. Defended out to the offside field.
I have no idea what Fire's butt is like. But at number 9.
Yeah, number 9 in the Oman side. Everything is relative. That one is lovely. It just drifts to pitch in line with off stump, then spins away and is too good. Fires his outside edge.
They look like they're having fun, eh?
Well, might as well while the sun's shining. An attempted sweep. I think that might be called a wide. It's a little bit unlucky, really. It's pitched outside off stump and it's turned a mile there.
Yeah, when you give it some air, it certainly is turning here.
But that will be a wide, so 36 for 7. This one slightly quicker, flatter, angled in towards the stumps. You can feel that a wrong-un is coming.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of when.
He's setting him up.
Yeah.
He's giving him the big wide one. He's giving him the flatter, fizzy one. Here comes the wrong-un.
Oh, let's see if we are right.
Oh,
that one is the wrong-un. It's going to go down the leg side. So LBW is out of the equation. Pitched too far in line with the stumps.
Yeah, it was pitched about middle and leg and was going down, wasn't it?
But at least we got the order right. Wide one, fizzy one, wrong one. Nip one, pearl one. See what happens now. Rashid in. Oh. This one is the wrong one and he's bowled him.
That's savage. That was a decent ball. I think he didn't think he was going to get a second one, did he? But he tossed that one up a little bit wider with a bit more oomph on it.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, a little more oomph. And there is absolutely no shame in being a number 9 and being bowled by that.
No, not at all. That's a classy delivery. Anyway, let's give him a jingle.
I wonder if Adil's got more than one wrong one, because I think that one was slightly more overspin than going sideways, so it skidded on a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think he had. Yeah, I mean, I presume he just alters the angle of the seam as to how much of it is actually going to hit the wicket.
Yeah, and us three talking about it is more living proof that you can know it's coming, but you still might not be able to do too much about it, even if you know it's coming.
Aye. I was in McDonald's today looking at an old couple with grandkids. And I was thinking, Christ, they're old. And then I was thinking, shit, I'm 53, I'm not that far behind.
It's all relative, man.
It is all relative.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm always in my mid-20s.
Policemen and doctors. Anyway, what on
is going to be number 10. I think that was a wrong one as well. Pitched wide outside the off stump, but defended towards mid-off. Just the wide and the wicket from the over, and Oman are in all kinds of pain at 36 for 8.
Yep, Anna Forsyth says, Imran Khan didn't last long enough for Guerrilla Cricket to find his jingle. That's a new one.
Well,
and Warren also says, cricket under a bus. Axar Patel does okay. Not sure what that was in relation to in the previous conversation.
Cameron Bancroft was thrown under the bus by Cricket Australia.
Yes. And some crocodile tears from Steve Smith as well.
Well, difficult to judge a man's emotion.
So I don't know. Suraj Kumar, is he in their squad? The thing is, I don't know whether to bother, because are we going to see them again? Probably not.
Wood to continue. This ball, flamenco, flipped away through mid-wicket. A diving attempt, I think, by Livingston at mid-wicket. Goes past him. Fielded by Archer. Oh, Brook, sorry, who was made the despairing dive. But that'll be 2 runs to the total. That was very nearly another chipped chance. Brook nearly gets there.
Yeah, he just couldn't get enough purchase on the floor to get the dive away.
I mean, he's tall enough. Just couldn't quite make the distance over. Wood in again. That is back of a length. And Shoaib jumps and plays it off his hip down to backward square leg. And he'll scamper a single.
Here's his jingle for the batsman.
Do you ever walk before the umpire gives you out? Well, Kylie Muller says, don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Good advice.
Yeah. It's like a public service announcement, this Mog, isn't it? So Callie Muller takes a big step to the leg side and thrashes this ball. And there's no long off.
Wow, that's not surprising. Really.
I was waiting for a fielder to home interview. No fielder arrived, so that's one of these.
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
Just try a Yorker. If he wants to do that, he'll get his stumps completely splayed.
Yeah. Very much like chopping wood, that shot.
Yeah, very much so. It's just a big agricultural heave.
Hey. He's not gonna die trying, and Wood tries the 21st century tactic of just bowling it faster and shorter, which is too quick for Callie Muller, and it goes through to Butler. But yeah, it cries out for someone just to tap him on the shoulder and go, "Have you tried full and straight?"
Exactly.
Actually, if he's got a slower ball, if he bowls a full slower ball, he's not going to hit that either. He's going to be through. He's going to be through the shot, expecting it at 90 mile an hour. Wood in again. Too short to hit the stumps. Callie Muller thrashes away at it. Top edges it over the slip. Thankfully, Topley swoops in from third man to limit damage to a single. Wood's figures are now completely disfigured at 3 for 11. Just does make you wonder. It's just like you feel like you're. It's just I feel like I'm old man, get off my lawn, but it's like bowl it at the stumps. Have you tried bowling it at the stumps? Shoaib will face the last ball of this 12th over. And that is again able to be worked off the hip, because Wood is going to bowl back of a length, because that's what a computer's told him to do. And Shoaib's going to take a single to deep backward square, and he's going to retain the strike on 10. And after 12 overs, it's 45 for 8.
Not a great advert there for Wood's bowling, was
mentality?
It?
Well, Shoaib 10 off 17 looks pretty competent.
He does. He seems to have that flick off his hip is quite effective.
Yeah.
Callie Muller just has no.
Well, he's just a carter, isn't he?
He's got a lumberjack swing.
Yeah, he's a lumberjack, but he's okay.
Yeah.
Works all night and he chops all day.
Adil Rashid will bowl his 4th over. An attempted position.
No, he's gone right across his stumps there.
I don't agree with that.
No, I don't agree with that.
That is charitable umpiring. He goes across his stumps to play a wrap shot. He then makes no contact with the ball, and the umpire calls it a wide.
And he's basically standing on top of it.
That was pathetic umpiring. That one is squaring him up, pitching on middle and leg. A half-hearted appeal for LBW, but must have been some sort of edge involved.
Well, there's 2 reasons. I think one, it potentially pitched outside leg, and 2, I think it might have spun too much to hit the off stump.
Close to the stumps. Shoaib will let a regulation leg break go to the keeper. I'm just going to let that one go. Adil, unleash the wrong.
Well, exactly. On that same line. Hope if he doesn't pick it.
This one is on middle and leg again. Defended back to the bowler. Adil Rashid looks annoyed. He's making some sort of sign as we're halfway through the 13th over. Maybe
I think he's telling the long off and mid off, long on to come in because he's not going to hit it.
Well, he's not going to try and hit it over the top of him, is he?
Well, he might do now.
Long off is back. Mid on is in. That one is too far down the leg side, able to be turned round the corner, but they'll only take a single. Bairstow will run from square leg to backward square leg to do the fielding. 47 for 8. Now, I am interested about how Cali Muller's going to play Adil Rashid, considering how agricultural he was against Mark Wood. He's a big old fella, isn't he? Got long levers.
Yeah. Presumably he'll just try and swing through the line. If he connects, it'll go for 6. If he doesn't, he'll probably be out.
Yeah, I'm sensing he probably has the idea of like, well, I've already hit.
Oh! Oh!
Well, it looked like it was wide. Was it like
bowled? It was a wrong one. It's bowled him.
A wrong one just bowled him. Yeah.
Turned an awful long way from out there to take the off stump. And
that's why I wasn't sure about whether he edged it.
I don't think he did.
It pitched a good 3 or 4 stumps.
No, he did get an inside edge actually.
He picked a long way outside off stump. It was only a thin edge.
Yeah, it was.
Inside edge.
Turned a long way. Let's give him a jingle.
Was bowled Adil for 5.
On your point, mate.
So Adil Rashid's got figures of 4 for 11, and he can be a little bit disgruntled that it's for 11. That wide was a very curious call.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, to be fair.
And he's got 1 ball for a 5.
Who's next in? Bilal.
Bilal is number 11.
I'm sure we got a jingle for him. Yeah, Bilal Khan.
Bilal Khan is going to bat left-handed. Slip and leg, slip in place. Sweat. And that will bounce in front of the deep square leg. And I think they're going to take the single. Oh no, they didn't take the single. Shoaib's going to farm the strike for the last 7 overs. So Adil Rashid, figures of 4 for 11. Your day is done. I don't think you'll be needed to bat. Although, if he is, that's going to be some second inning. Oman are 47 for 9. Yeah. Anyone on social media?
No, nothing on Twitter. And I think Tony is feverishly in the Tony cave working out the revised schedule, I think.
Is he?
Because this isn't going to 20, and who knows how many overs is going to go in the second, I think.
Well, in the words of Paul McCartney, we can work it out. It's going to be Jofra Archer to bowl his 4th. He's got figures of 2 for 12. And Shoaib will face. Full straight. Archer in. That one's played towards deep mid wicket. And Shoaib will refuse the run.
Yeah, I did think so. If they get to 16 overs, it's going to be very interesting because they've used all their 4 main bowlers out. And they'll have to use 2.
I think they'll.
They've got Reece Topley still.
That Reece Topley, Moeen Ali, and Liam Livingston will be enough. This one is high in the air, off the shoulder of the bat. Joss Butler will take. Everybody take 5. Oman are out for 47.
Oof, no,
47 all out in 13.2 overs. Job half done.
Done, indeed.
On your bike, mate.
Short pitch delivery. He's tried to help it on its way down towards fine leg. It's hit high on the bat, and Joss Butler's ran away towards the edge of the circle and taken the catch. It says that England need 2.4 runs and over, but I think realistically, if it takes more than 6 overs to knock these off, I think they'll probably feel a bit disappointed.
Well, yeah, I mean, they should be looking to do this in 5 overs, shouldn't they? 10 runs and over in a power play should not be beyond them.
Yeah, I mean, wickets are immaterial apart from the fact it's a dot ball.
Yeah, exactly. When you're only chasing 48, you just got to get there as quick as possible.
And you've won yet another under.
I did. I went under 56.5 or 54.5 for the entire team's innings, and I got there.
Well, there will be a short hiatus whilst Oman gather themselves to come out to field.
Yeah. Well, there isn't a lot to say, is there? England did really bloody well, and they'll come out feeling positive, and Scotland will probably be feeling quite sick if they're watching this, going shit. Because they'd have been thinking, come on, Oman, just stick 130, 140 on the board, and England will probably take 12, 13, 14, maybe even 15 or 16 overs to get them.
Well, they've still got a bite of the cherry. They've got one match if they win that. It's academic.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, no, it's not. If they beat Australia,
yeah.
Well, they'd have won 3. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true because we'd have lost to Australia. So, yeah. I really can't see them beating Australia, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Australia could, if Australia throw the match, of course.
So I'm just having a look at the other tables. So India are through. It looks like the West Indies.
South Africa are through. West Indies are almost certainly through.
So India are through. It looks like the USA are through. Australia are through. Chaos behind. West Indies are through. Looks like Afghanistan are going to go through as well. And then South Africa are through. And that one with the result today, Bangladesh beat the Netherlands by 25 runs. It seems like it's Bangladesh's to throw away. Seems like there'll be certainly stuff riding on the last set of games, but I suppose that what they wanted was to have as few dead rubbers as possible. So feels like we're getting that.
Indeed. Well, let's have a little break, and we'll be back for England's chase, which hopefully should only be the first 5 overs. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
All right. See you later.
See you shortly.
See ya. Sort of the section on anxiety and depression. There was the silence of the heart, which is a shocking read, and the propensity for cricketers to have a much higher suicide rate than other professions. And it is a theme that many of the 22 players, I think, that are on your list have had some kind of challenge that they've had to manage or overcome. It might be physical. You had Atherton with his back. You had Roy Fredericks and his concrete head, and a number of times he got hit. And poor old John Edrich and illness. So often underlying great achievement is doing it despite another issue in their life, a challenge or something that made it even more against the odds, I suppose. So it's not hard in the sense of
lots of different examples.
Bite your legs.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're right. It's lots of different examples, like the John Edrich one you gave, the example of his leukemia. That was obviously a long time after his retirement. But even when he was playing, he had to carry on playing after the death of his son. And that would take a lot of courage as well. Peter Willey he was told that his knees were shot when he was still a rookie at Northamptonshire, and just through bloody mindedness he got himself fit and came through that and had a good county career and played some key moments for England as well. So you're right, there's a lot of things.
If there was ever a competition for cricket's biggest forearms, he's got to be in the top 5, I reckon.
I think Jonathan Agnew described them as being like tree trunks, which yes.
Well, you do kind of cite it is a range of characteristics, and that's why it was quite interesting to sort of start in a football context, because I grew up in a generation of those players. Horrible pitches, horrible crowds, horrible players. And yet none of the cricketers, it seemed to be so much more multi-dimensional in terms of the way you approach being hard or a hard man in a cricketing context. But you did come up with some quite clear criteria in a way. Never failing to look an opponent in the eye. Defying pain or broken bones, or even spitting out blood in the cause. Character, guts, bravado that inspires teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all common things that you kind of had.
You could think of clear examples of all those things with some of the players I've featured. Spitting out blood, Anil Kumble, who was one of the more unlikely candidates in there, because he was such a, off the field, I've interviewed him many times, such a genteel, lovely, harmonious gentleman of a guy, but on the field, a fierce competitor. And there's that famous image that's on the front cover actually of his face bandaged to keep his broken jaw in place. He was hit in the mouth by a Mervyn Dillon bouncer, broke his jaw, yet he carried on, spat a bit of blood out and carried on batting. Talk about looking an opponent in the eye. The biggest example I can think of is Steve Waugh.
Oh right, okay. I was going to go Atherton. I was going Atherton.
Atherton was another one. But the example I was thinking of was Curtly Ambrose coming at Steve Waugh in 1995, and Steve just saying a few choice words to Curtly, standing there, and then facing the consequences, hopping around all over the place. But even though Australia was skittled out for not very many, who was not out 60 at the end of the innings? Steve Waugh.
Yeah.
Even Peter Willey said, as an umpire, you could just feel the tension and the aggro in the air. As soon as Steve Waugh walked to the crease, he just had that fight.
But you know something else that I think all your examples have, and all your players, there's an element of theatre in all of them that is about that sort of gladiatorial side of the game. So I mean, I guess Michael Clarke going, get ready for a broken fucking arm, is not hard. It wouldn't qualify in any way. In a way, that's I don't want to diss Michael Clarke. You know, he's probably got a lovely career, but that just seems to me snide and nasty. Not backed up with any of those other characteristics.
I've never liked that kind of. I wouldn't even call that bravado. I'd call that stupidity. And I've seen it in club cricket. I've seen people, get someone out and give them the send off, and then the batsman has a word, and the bowler, I'll see you behind the pavilion later, and all this. I just find that pathetic. That's not hard. That's not playing the game hard. I class playing the game hard as a Kepler Vessels playing with a knee that needs surgery on, or Alan Border making his captaincy debut for Australia with a broken finger because he didn't want to miss the match. To me, or Dennis Lilly bowling with a broken back for 18 months before having surgery. They're my kind of examples of being hard. Even like I've said, Mike Atherton getting the job done in Johannesburg. These are hard examples to me. Just saying silly words to make yourself look hard is more pathetic than hard, in my opinion.
Well, I think we'd be 100% with you there. Well, let's chat about some of the players that make that 22. I mean, you start with one other thing that is common, and it's a theme that keeps popping up, and it must be a sort of a generation thing. It's the West Indies attack, or it's the Australian attack that they've somehow tangled with somewhere. You know, you can't somehow escape in many occasions from Lillian Thompson or from Marshall Holding, Garner, you know, slightly later Ambrose and the like.
Yeah.
The ability, despite some form of adversity, to come up against those guys. Hall and Griffith as well, you know, get earlier mentions because you have the wonderful Brian Close in there.
Yeah.
Who I just wonder if was he just slightly daft, or was he as well as brave in Brian Close's case? What did you tell us about him? Because again, from a certain generation, when I think hard, I think fielding a short leg and just getting smacked and going, you know, the famous quote about the ball's only on you for a moment, you know, I don't know what you're worried about. You know, the bruises after facing Griffith, Charlie Griffith, I think, you know, and then again facing or coming back at 40, whatever it was, to face the Windies. Brian Close is kind of close to the archetype, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's the most obvious, ultimate example of cricket's hard man. Almost stupidly, you know, because like you just said, he would just take blows on him rather than have his bat or glove nick off and take his wicket. I don't think that's probably anything that we'll see again. It was one of a kind, and to be in his company for an hour, a year or two before he sadly passed away, I was very fortunate to take that interview in the committee room at Headingley, and he was chuckling along while he did the interview with me, and I think I just got the sense that he was reflecting back at some of these iconic stories, and he couldn't actually believe he acted in the way he did, and it was making him chuckle, you know, the way that a batsman would whack the ball against his head and the ball would bounce up in the air and someone would say, "You're okay, Brian." He'd say, "Never mind that, just catch the bloody thing," you know. That was his attitude. And he never sledged any batsmen. It was all about being hard in terms of trying to win, trying to get the best out of his team, which to me is the ultimate. And you could probably talk all day about Brian Close, but the way that two tough cricketers like Viv Richards and Ian Botham idolised him at Somerset, I think says it all.
Well, there is one wonderful quote, and you know, obviously the book we're talking about is Cricket's Hard Men, by our guest today, Richard Sinton. Obviously, we're going to include notes and stuff when people get this podcast. But there was a brilliant quote or conversation between Brian Close and Ken Barrington. Well, Brian Close, I think, said something along the lines of "pains in the mind," and Ken Barrington replied, "Yeah, but it still fucking well hurts." Which I thought was kind of interesting. And there was another Brian Close example where wasn't he said you better go the physio? I think this was after either the West Indies or the working over by Hall and Griffith or the later West Indies quick bowlers.
Yeah.
And there's that wonderful picture of him. He's literally just red marks turning rapidly blue on his body. And Brian, hadn't you better go for an X-ray? To which his reply was, "No, just give me a scotch, I'm fine."
Yeah, that was in 1976, you know, when he made his comeback about, I think it was 45 at the time. The famous Saturday evening session with John Edrich, where it was like Dad's Army going out to face the fastest attack in the world, and how one of them didn't die on that pitch. You know, it was an uneven pitch, flying all over the place. I think incredible bravery, really.
It was incredible, but there's other things. So you know, there's no order for my 22 as we go through them. It's such a sort of interesting wander through different types of hardness. But one that leapt out at me, again, because of other things, or reminded me of things I maybe knew but had forgotten, is Andy Flower. And why and how Andy Flower makes that list, and despite the fact he was a great player and the fact he was a great captain and he went on to be such a successful coach, there's a part of his career where he stepped out of his role or he used cricket to make a really powerful political statement and against what could potentially have been at risk to his life, And that to me was a very different kind of hard, tougher in many ways than actually any ball he will have ever faced in his life. Tell us a little bit about that, because that was fascinating to me.
Yeah, so like you quite rightly say, it's just another example that cricket's hard men's not all. When I set out with this book, I didn't want it to become a monotonous tone of the greatest batsman against fast bowling, because that wouldn't be cricket's hard men, that would be the best batsman against fast bowling. So I was looking for various examples of hard, and like you've just quite rightly said, that political statement to take on Robert Mugabe's controversial regime at that time, when there was genuine threat to his life, and obviously we shouldn't forget Henry Olonga, who made that statement with him. I just think it's, I struggle to think of a greater example of hardness in cricket history, really, when you're not just putting a broken arm at risk or broken cheekbone by taking on a bouncer, you're taking on a dictator. I thought that was an incredible example. That was an off the field example, but I thought Andy Flower deserved it even in cricket sense, when you think that Zimbabwe at that time in the early 2000s were really the whipping boys of international cricket, relatively new to the international arena, and for him to become the world's #1 batsman while being a Zimbabwe player, because he was the outstanding batsman in that team on many occasions, I just thought it was an incredible achievement. And I think to carry that kind of weight of expectation for a minnow nation showed that he clearly had incredible mental toughness as well as a great batting technique.
It was interesting though, because he then went on, of course, to coach England. And what was the name of the documentary there that followed the England team when they became #1 in the world?
I can't remember.
It was the first of a really good fly in the wall documentaries, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I watched it. I should remember the title.
Yeah, Same here. We've all watched it.
We all watched it. I can't remember the title.
Yeah.
We're back.
Right, we're back. Yes. Well, we're hearing about cricket's hardest men. We're going to have 3 of cricket's hardest commentators on the mic. Me, of course. We joined from India or the Aurora Borealis. It's Ajit.
Hello.
And back in the studio in Sydenham is Jason.
I must concede I'm not as high as the Aurora Borealis. I'm much closer to the British Isle. I'm in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. Yep. Well, I am told that if England knock these off in 5.2 overs, they will overtake Scotland's run rate immediately, which will put all that to bed, and it will just be about results from here on in, which is probably for the best.
I mean, I don't even see them taking a full 5 overs or this. It depends on how the openers start, the bowling, of course.
I think they'll just bat normally.
Yeah. I mean, they look confident. We see Phil Salt sort of setting himself up. I mean, what did we make of England's thorough demolition job? Reece Topley would feel a bit left out. He bowled 3 overs.
Yes. He's the only one who didn't take a wicket. 4 for Adil Rashid, 3 for Jofra Archer and 3 for Mark Wood. Well, the plan came together today. Pace at the top and then Adil Rashid to spin out the middle order.
Correct. I mean, people like, Moeen Ali might get thanks for coming. Leon Livingston.
There might be a few thanks for comings today. I don't think I'll mind too much. So you're going to give some jingles there, Jason? Yeah. He says yes.
Lot of cartoons on his arm.
Get up on there. Salt, yeah, Phil is here. Want you to push it good into the offside. Skulls runs around the park. There's nowhere you can hide. Push it. Salt, yeah, Phil is here.
He's going to be at the non-strikers end, though, I think.
Yeah. I get a feeling he's the one that's going to face, but alright.
Well, let's have a look. It looked like he was just standing idly at the non-strikers end. Yes, no, he's going to face up. You're correct. Yes, He's going to face up the as yet unnamed bowler, bowling left arm over. Salt smashes it over cover.
All right.
For 6. Okay.
Very clear. That was Khalif Samay.
Yep. Well, England making their intentions pretty clear. It was swung in a little bit, but really just swung on for the middle of the bat.
In the slot, and well, he's dispatched that clear over deep mid-off extra cover region.
Right, well, couldn't go much worse this ball. Let's see what happens. Well, it's gone about the same. Is it this one over long off, I believe, for 6 as well? Yes, in fact,
much further.
Because it went further, yes.
Wow. I don't know if there is any implication of wicket loss.
I don't think we're going to keep you long with this one.
No. I mean, I don't know if there is any implications of wicket loss. I think they're free to go after the bowling.
There aren't, no.
Fair enough.
So, 6 and 6. All sorts of records in play. I wonder what is the most runs scored off the first over in a T20 international.
I'm going short term here. Can he go for a hat-trick of 6s? Will it be another pitched up ball?
Wouldn't think so. No, it's not a length ball, and he's bowled him. Okay.
That was my question,
I think
right?
he's probably got a bottom edge on that one with the pull shot. But I always enjoy a 6 off 2 in T20 cricket. That's gone one further. That's a 12 off 3 for Phil Salt. Yeah, pitched it to the off stop.
On your bike, mate.
In for a short time and a good time.
Very much
he's
a
done
good
his
time.
job. 3 balls, 12 runs. I mean, if 4 of England batters could do this, the game would be done. But I think it might not all work like that.
No, but it does bring this man to the crease, who's going to swing away just like Phil Salt.
It might be Will Jacks. Maybe it's Will Jacks. It's probably Will Jacks. Yes, Will Jacks.
While, well, he takes guard. Did you see that the Nassau County Stadium is already being dismantled? They've already started. The moment the the India-USA game ended, they're already beginning work on getting it out.
I think there'll be a few batsmen saying it can't be dismantled soon enough.
Fair enough. I mean, for me, it made the World Cup much more interesting, frankly.
It did make it interesting. I thought it was a bit much. We touched on this before. Anyway, Bilal is in again, and that's a better ball, and Jacks just plays it out into the offside.
So it was Bilal Khan. I thought it was Kaleem Sana opening the bowling. No, it was Bilal Khan. My apologies. A defensive stroke? What is this? Did you get the memo?
Well, how did you? What was your reaction to the India-Pakistan game on that surface?
It's a good one. I thought. I mean, I was surprised Pakistan didn't chase it down. Frankly.
Yeah.
But it's now hindsight that I mean, I think they were a bit lacking in intent between overs number 13 and 16 or so, 16, 17. That cost them the game.
Yes, I think also the power play. I'll come on to it after this ball. Bilal is in again. He's shorter. Jacks flicks it into the leg side. There should be someone out there. I'll get through for a single. I thought they were a bit light in the power play. Babar said after the game, we wanted to go quite briskly in the power play, but then we lost a wicket. I thought, a wicket? That shouldn't slow
That's normal.
you down.
Yeah, I mean, but 35 over you take, right? I mean, you're only chasing run a ball, and it's not all that bad. And even at the halfway mark, 53 for 1, I mean, from then you expect that they'll accelerate, right? But, I mean, as I said, they somehow never got going. There are a couple of players blamed quite a lot for that. I think Rizwan was blamed, but, I mean, I think they used the same template and won against Canada. But I
just felt Spinall comes in to complete the over. It's full, flicked into the leg side again. It's gone out to deep square. Should be a single for Butler. I just felt it seemed fairly clear to me that it got consistently a lot worse in the second half of the innings when India were batting. That was when the ball started to stop and pop. I think they might have taken account of that. Well, they're going to have a while to think about it because I don't think I suppose they've still got a chance if USA lose to Ireland, to be fair.
Correct.
But
wow, that's serious piece of jewelry there. Sorry, I got distracted by the bling on
Jofra Archer.
Jofra Archer's neck. Good God. Wow, that looked like a cycle chain. All right, but you're right. In terms of Pakistan, they'll do what they can, I'm sure. Improve their net run rate as they go along and hope Ireland give them a favour or do them a favour. Meanwhile, we see a lot of... Yeah, go on.
I don't think run rate comes into it. I think Pakistan are already okay with run rate. And so if they win and USA lose the last game, they'll be okay. I just wonder which one of those is first.
Yeah, we could take a look at the schedule in the meantime.
Yeah. Anyway, going to have a new bowler, the second over. He's right arm over.
Oh.
Butler gets half a bat down towards square leg. Not a very convincing shot. Gets single though.
Wonderful Chinese cut. Or a French cut, I must say. Nonetheless, I think Kalimullah Sana is the bowler. And I think this guy bowls more sort of hard lengths. He doesn't have the same pace as...
Sweet.
So England 15 for 1. If you're joining us,
He was out for a very short period of time there, I think.
Tony's decided to.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. No, I didn't realise.
Yes.
All right. I thought you were talking of English batters, Tony. That would still make sense.
Tony was also here for a good time, not a long time.
Fair enough.
Butler hits it up towards mid-off. I thought mid-off was in play there, but he got it straight off him. Jacks, in fact.
Yeah.
Ended up battering it past mid-off for 4.
He's hit that awfully hard.
To make things worse, it's a no ball. A no ball and a free hit.
Oh dear. Now, more than that one, I mean, I'm just a little underwhelmed by how New Zealand have gotten off in the World Cup so far.
I think it's a tournament too many for that team.
That's what we were discussing earlier as well in my podcast. It's probably they were on the wrong side of being ready, or too many players over the hill.
Free hit is they don't even get a run for that. He's also got an inside edge down to short fine leg.
Yeah,
good ball actually, wideish Yorker.
Yeah, I think he tried to swipe at it without really moving his feet much, and the ball went just behind.
Tried to overhit. England are 20 for 1 in the second over, and if you're just tuning in and wondering why that's happening, it's because Oman were bowled out for 48 in about 11-12 overs.
So Pakistan play Ireland on the 16th.
Yep.
And then I'm looking at...
USA must play Ireland as well. Yeah.
It's 14th.
Yep. USA first then. Held that one back a little bit, Kalimullah, and the Jacks had a bit of a swing. Didn't connect.
This is what I meant. He's more of a, Angus Fraser sort of a hard length, or more like getting to try and get it to swing sort of bowler. Not very fast, 76, 78 miles an hour. But sort of ideal. Just that... he's going to stay out of the batsman's comfort zone, so you got to move your feet a little, not just stand there and swing. But all right, Jacks is a tall lad. He can get his long levers in play.
He can hit through the line. Yep,
exactly. I mean, that's what he tried once. He got the ball wide of mid-off. Let's see if he can do that again.
See, indeed. No, that's shorter, and that's got a bit of a lift on that one. It's still a little bit of uneven bounce, I think. Jacks had a flash at it, got underneath it. Didn't make contact.
Very muscly action, and I think he dug that one well in. Used a bit of shoulder. Tall chap, this guy, Kalimullah.
Yeah, Oman have done well after going for 12 off the first 2 balls.
Fair enough. They've pulled it back, 20 for 1 after 10 balls now.
Yep, 8 off the successive 8.
Fair enough.
And a wicket.
Exactly, and there was a no ball 4 in that too. Let's see if they can get one more blow in.
Take one more with them, yeah. But it's in. Jacks has got hold of that one. It's gone up a long way. I don't know if there's anybody going to be underneath it. Yes, there is. In fact, it went up a lot more than it went out. Point just stepped back 5 to 10 yards and caught it fairly comfortably.
You silly little boy, what on earth were you playing at? Oh!
A bit of foreshadowing, though I may have jinxed Will Jacks there. But all right. Anyways,
doesn't really matter for England. I think you know the batsmen who are out to be a little bit annoyed. They But then again, you know, they're not going to get more than 3 or 4 overs in the middle either way. So
you don't want to take more than that. I mean, if you are Oman, probably your goal is to try to stretch this into the 6th, 7th, 8th over. I know you are out of it. Probably you want to do Scotland a favour.
Yeah, the goal is it gets it past 5.2 overs, I think, so that England can't get up above Scotland's net run rate.
Yet they've got 2 more games to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even if it did take 7 overs, you know, I think run rate is going to be out of the equation. Right, now here is a man with something to prove, and actually not much to gain here.
Yeah.
Is that Mr.
It's the angry ginger man.
All right. Well, do you have a couple of
Johnny Best is smarter than the average best. Oh, Johnny Best has been this good since daycare. So, all put on your wigs and let the crimson hand flow. I want the Pope to give him his own Lord's Prayer. Oh, he can hit the 6s, although it's so dark. He'd even run a 10 at Bradford Park.
He carves his first ball away over cover point. Too short, too wide, and even Bairstow can put that one away for 4. So after 2 overs, England are halfway there, and Oman are living on a prayer.
Jersey Jingler's with us. He says, I'm about to mow my front lawn, and he shows a picture of a very nice lawn. Which will be done first? Excuse me, England or the mowing?
Mowing. No, okay. There was such a joke. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking, should they change the bowling up a little? Maybe try a slower bowler. I think Mehran Khan. I think this guy. He bowls a little slow-ish. Maybe not give England some pace on the ball.
Quite stinging.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad shout. Yeah. Just to see, although they might argue they've taken 2 wickets already.
That too.
Like this. Here comes Bilal again, left arm over, down the track comes Butler and bashes it past mid-off for 4 along the ground.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, just ran forward at that one really and hit it through the line.
Good shot. I mean, using his wrists and muscling that past mid-off.
Yeah, I think it is still more of a pitch to muscle the ball than time it.
Correct. And these two, who better than these two, right? Well, I was saying you have 2 at least angry gingers. The other one's not in the squad. Oh wow!
Without extra cover, it was a good wide Yorker. Goes through to cover. There'll be no run.
He nearly beat that man. He had the right idea there, going through extra cover. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing, but I would say yes. But Stokes chose to not play in this squad. But yeah, England still have put themselves in a good position. They may have lost that game to Australia, but they did okay.
Well, it's interesting as Bilal comes in again and pulled hard by Butler, and that's going to be 4 more.
Rash.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Most teams have ditched the anchors. England have ditched Milan and Stokes.
Correct.
Australia have ditched Smith and Labuschagne, even though Smith, as soon as the wickets were slow, said, "Oh, you should get an anchor back in there, mate. How about me?"
Yeah. I mean, the
India
way
ditched KL Rahul.
and Gill. Yeah. No, I was thinking, right, the way Butler is batting, you can put those Biff Bow from the 60s Batman style.
Yes.
So he's hitting them. There you go.
He's hit that one over long on. I think it's bounced just before the rope.
Yes.
It's going to be 4. I once or twice played poker with a guy who wrote some of the old Batman scripts in the 60s. So he wrote down the POWs and the Kazaps.
That was already in the script. Very interesting. Very nice. I thought that was somebody's creative additions. Nonetheless, nice. And always ending on a cliffhanger, right? Double episode, I remember Adam West. It's beautiful. Classic. Now that I talk about it, I want to go back and see it. Well, in 15 balls, England have gotten to 32. 3/4 this over. Wonderful batting from Butler.
36, in fact. This isn't going to last
sorry.
longer, I don't think. Yeah. Short, pulled away again. Now, is there a man out there? It's not going to matter because it's in the stand. It's in a gazebo over there. And England need 7 more runs.
According to plan? skipper Butler taking it on himself as well.
Very much so. And yeah, I think Oman might as well give someone else an over, just so.
Mehran Khan might have a go, maybe one of their spinners might have a go. Wow. His eyes really lit up. They became saucers, Butler.
Yeah, Butler's seen enough, I think. And well, he's got one more ball this over. But as long as it's a legitimate ball, this will not finish the game. Unfortunately, these 5 balls have gone for 18. He's rather lined up Bilal.
He's bowling very friendly pace and sort of just back of length. He can take his time. His edges are not challenged here. He's happy.
Yep. It's full. It's carved over point. Is there a man out there? No, there is not. 3 bounces into the rope. England need 3 more to win.
And if you kids can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary, crossing a boundary.
Oh, you're right there, Jason.
So he's gotten the coughing fit, Mr. Jason. You okay?
Oh, the quicker this game can finish, the better for me.
Yes, well, it is a quick game. Is certainly a good game for England today.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
be wiping off that net run rate deficit in one go. And it basically means they will just need to beat Namibia on Saturday and just hope/assume that Australia will beat Scotland later that evening, our time.
After all that chat, this is a good topic to finish off on, I suppose. Hazelwood shooting his mouth off. I don't know what he was thinking.
And Tim Payne, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Payne is outside the squad. He can say whatever he wants. He's like a specialist or a commentator. But somebody from within the team talking that way, I mean, you got all the world's eyes on you now.
It wasn't smart, no.
Here comes.
They're going to make a change. It's going to be Fayaz, I suspect, to finish the match, possibly in one ball.
I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt.
Get that jingle in one more time. Bairstow shovels it round the corner. And that's going to be done and done indeed. Bairstow 8 off 2 to go with Jacks is 12 off 3. And England have, in very short order, knocked off this game, knocked off the net run rate deficit, and it's a very satisfactory day for them. They win by 8 wickets.
Well, that was very perfunctory.
Professional is the word. Everything went right for England today. Well, he lost a couple of wickets, but they won't be. Only the 2 batsmen will be concerned about that.
Not even one of them, I suppose. Phil Salt, I think he'll take that. Only Jacks. He hasn't done much with the bat at this tournament yet.
And it just goes to show that you don't have to bat first to improve your run rate.
No, I mean, if you want to improve your run rate, it's always better to bat second, I think.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, because don't forget, Oman being bowled out means that it's counted as 20 overs, which is why it makes such a big difference. Anyway, has anyone joined us or leaving us on social media?
If I can get my words out, Leah says, Alan West will always be the principal of Little Pete School in the adventures of Pete and Pete. It also had Iggy Pop, Michael Stipe and others. And on YouTube, Stephen Coke says, well, that was that then.
Yep.
And then see you all. And what was the other one? Ian H, I think, was on the GPL. He said, missed by 1, story of my life. Night.
That was a good shout. If you put, I suppose he must have put like 96 or something in the GPL. Yeah,
but
I
they had 45 minutes knowing that we're going to get.
They're going to get a half-hour start. Yes.
And we've had a super chat from Ian H. Says, he gives us a small £2. Says, small. Thanks for the fantastic coverage. Well, thank you very much, Ian.
Well, we would apologise, or perhaps Oman should apologise to Will and Leah and some of the other guys who didn't get much of a stint today. But Will's going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to be back tomorrow as well. Which is the game tomorrow?
Tomorrow is 14th, isn't it? So tomorrow is already Ireland, Pakistan.
Pakistan. Yes. Must-win game for Pakistan. So
sorry. It's not Ireland and USA. Sorry.
Other way round. USA.
Yeah. Ireland, USA.
So if USA win that game, they will eliminate Pakistan from the tournament, go through to the second round, where thanks to the magic of the ICC, the USA will be playing their games in the West Indies.
Well, at least it's raining cats and dogs is what we hear in Lauderdale.
I
Port
did
Lauderdale.
see that. Yes.
So,
And,
might be a good idea to go away to the West Indies, probably. Where I don't know.
Of course, if there is a washout tomorrow, that will also be sufficient for the USA. Well, unless there's any other business, we're about done tonight.
Yep, I think
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Quick game's a good game, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
I shall play the theme tune and we're out of here. Bye.
Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla.
Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pasco, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Diaz.